What is the difference between letting go and being passive or lazy? We hear in so many books, in so many metaphysical or spiritual books, that it is very important for us to let go so that we can move on, or so that we can accomplish what we want to accomplish. There are two types of letting go. One of them is letting go of the past, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your ex-husband. We're not going to talk about that letting go. This is the letting go of when you want something, you'll hear the phrase, let go and it will come to you. Let go and you will have it. So this person is asking, okay, if I let go, am I just being passive or lazy and forget about it and not do anything? Not exactly. What we mean by letting go is let go of the outcome, meaning detach yourself from the outcome. You want a nice house, you want a good job, you want a good relationship, and you're so attached to these outcomes that you block them from coming. And this is why we read in all these books, let go and it will happen. Meaning, say, okay, this is what I want, and then let go. Stop being so attached to the outcome. Now, how do we attach ourselves to the outcome? We keep thinking, or we have convinced ourselves that if I get it, I'll be happy. And this is how we attach ourselves to the outcome. And this is why we usually get from our soul, we get the phrase, let it go, or let go. Just let go. I know how to bring it to you. Let go. Because as you're holding on to it, as you're saying, this is going to make me happy, your soul won't bring it to you so that you can see that, no, this isn't going to make you happy. You can be happy without anything. And this is why sometimes our soul sabotages what we want, just so that we can come to the realization that I don't need something to be happy. I can be happy with nothing, and then I can get whatever I want. Because then my happiness does not depend on outside circumstances. Outside meaning something outside of me. This is why it is important to let go for what we want. We all want a good job or a good income. But it would help us to mention it, to say it, and leave it. That is what letting go is. You can say it again and again if you like, but don't be desperate. Don't be, when I get a good job, then I can do this. Don't be like that. That's holding on. That's being attached to the outcome. It's funny because if we can manage to detach from every outcome, we will be so blissfully happy. We couldn't imagine that with our mind right now. It's not going to be easy to do, but we can do it one at a time, like one item at a time. I usually say, it would be nice if I can have that. And then I leave it. And in 90% of the cases, I get it. I get that thing that I mentioned. I've learned to mention it that way, instead of saying, I need this. Never use the word need. Never, never, never use the word need. Because then it's like saying to the universe, I don't deserve this, but I need it. So never use that word. Use the word want. I want this. Or, it would be nice if I have this. And then go on with whatever it is you're doing. So this is what we mean by letting go all the time. We keep saying letting go. I hear in so many sessions, let go. The client's higher self will say, if we let go, the client will ask a question to the higher self, and the higher self will answer, yes, if you let go, you'll get it. And this is what they mean. Let go of the outcome. Don't be attached to the outcome. And no, this does not make you passive or lazy. You're not going to sit on the couch and watch TV all day and just say, yes, I've ordered a good job from the universe. No, you need to go out there. But you simply need to stop thinking that if you get the good job, you will be happy. Maybe we can talk about the other letting go as well. Letting go from ex-husbands, ex-boyfriends or girlfriends, ex-wives, ex-bosses. It is important to let go of what happened. Actually, of what didn't happen. Most times when we separate, or we get a divorce or whatever, it's not because of what someone did. It's because of what someone did not do. And what they did not do is they did not fulfill us, and they did not need us, and they did not make us whole. That's what happened. This is why we get a divorce. This is why we separate. So, this is where we ask the question, why did I need another person to make me whole? Excuse me, need is the wrong word. Why did I expect another person to make me whole? I am already whole on my own. And then you start going into your own wholeness. Why did I expect another person to need me? Well, we do this because we think need is love. Because we haven't got the faintest idea what love is. And because we don't have love in our world, actually, in our reality, in our dimension, the third dimension. Because we don't have love, we call need love. So if the other person needs me, I'm going to call this love. And that way I will stay with the other person because I know the other person loves me. No, the other person simply needs you, needs what you've got. They don't love you at all. And if the other person shows that they don't need us, that we are devastated. And we say, he doesn't love me or she doesn't love me. Because if they did, they would not have done this. In other words, they would have done what I wanted them to do. As long as someone does what we want them to do, we call it love. We make deals in relationships. We make contracts, both written and unwritten. And we call it love. So, if you want to let go of your ex, the easiest way would be to ask yourself, why did I expect another person to do what I want? Usually it's because we don't do what we want for us. We never do. So we expect someone else to do it. So if we can go out and do what we want from the other person, if we can go out and do it for ourselves, then we won't have that expectation, and then our relationships can be based on what they're supposed to be based on. Magic. Magic. Not fulfillment, not security. Magic. That is what a relationship is supposed to be based on. Simply being with someone because that's what you want to be, that's what you feel like doing. Not being with someone so you won't be alone. And not being with someone because you're almost 40 and your parents are telling you, when are you going to get married? Yeah, right, because your marriage was so happy. You want me to have the same thing. Focus on the magic. When you see someone, or when you meet someone, or when you are with someone, and your heart pulse goes up, that is a reason to be with someone. Not forever. Not forever. Only for as long as your heart pulse is going up. For as long as you're feeling butterflies in your stomach. And then it's time to move on. Don't try and bottle the magical moments. I read a very good article from a psychologist the other day online. She was saying, we're in Venice, we're walking the streets, laughing, having a gelato, and we want that moment to last forever. So we decide then and there to get married. We're not in love with each other, we're in love with the moment. We're in love with Venice. And I thought, oh yes, this is so true. We try to bottle the moment, to put it in a bottle, put a cork on it, and make sure it never opens and escapes. So, as long as, be with the person as long as you're feeling like this. And then once the feeling stops, it means you've learned, you have experienced it, and it's time to move on. Man, meaning mankind. Mankind is not a monogamous animal. This is not our nature. Unless we are buttfuck ugly and nobody else wants us. That's different. You're not monogamous out of choice. You're monogamous because no one else wants you. So you find someone else equally ugly and you pretend you're having a monogamous relationship. But it is not natural for us to stay monogamous or to be monogamous. So stop going against nature. Who do you think is going to win? Do you really think you are going to win over nature? You're not. Stop going against nature and enjoy the magical moments that being in a physical body can bring you. And enjoy the other person's body. Human bodies are actually beautiful. There are many, many races in the universe. But not every race is as beautiful as the humans. Some of them are, but most of them are not. Most of them are not. So while you are in the human race, in a human body, enjoy it. Enjoy it and stop playing politics. And stop trying to fulfill your insecurities. And stop trying to lock up the nice moments so you can have them forever. What I'm going to say now is for women. Ladies, men only want one thing from you. Sex. It's nature. They need to seed so that nature can survive, so that the species can survive. Of course, we don't live in the caves anymore, but because we did live in the caves for hundreds of thousands of years, this cannot change with 2 or 3 or 4 generations. It will take thousands of years for this to change. So yes, a man will tell you exactly what you need to hear or what you want to hear so he can get laid, so he can have sex. He does not love you, doesn't know anything about you. Men and women are 2 different species. Love has nothing to do with it. As Tina Turner says, what's love got to do with it? It's evolution. He needs to get laid. Now, there are some men that need mothers. If you really, really want to get married, find one of those men, but stop complaining that you're playing the mother. Because this is what this man wants. He wants a mother. But a lot of women look for real men. Intelligent men, good-looking men, men that are good in bed, men with money. Let me ask you a simple question. Why, in heaven's name, would a man like that want to be with you 24 hours a day? Why? And then you complain that he's cheating or that he's looking at other women. Of course, he's got everything going for him. Why shouldn't he? If you want to get married, baby, or if you want your man to be monogamous, you're going to have to find a loser. Only a loser will stay with you forever. Only a loser will remain monogamous. Because he's got nothing going for him. Every other man will lie as long as they need you. And once they stop needing you, they will stop the lying. And then you will say, you are not the man I met. No, you did not meet that man. You met the man that you wanted to meet. And because that man wanted to get laid. He showed you what you wanted to see. And you called it love. You can call it whatever you like. It's your life. But you see, what happens is you get bitter afterwards. And that doesn't help. And your body starts going out of shape because you hold on to these issues that you weren't loved. And then you get cancer as well, on top of that, and then you die. It would really help you to start loving yourself. And then start looking at nature, start looking at reality, and start accepting things for what they really are. Because if you accept things for what they really are, and you don't just make up these fairy tale stories and believe them, you will be happy. Also, a man will stay, because that is very sexy. You know what is not sexy? Need. This neediness that you send out. That is so not sexy. That cannot keep the man there. He gets really turned off by this need. Your need for love. Your need for constant approval. Your need for constant attention. It is so not sexy. Find yourself, love yourself, accept reality for what it is, and you will become so sexy that then the man won't need to go anywhere, won't want to go anywhere. He will be happy there. And he will feel free there. Free meaning he's not going to feel pressured to fulfill you, which is something nobody can do. We are God. Do you really think God needs to be fulfilled by another God? I know we went totally somewhere else in this answer, but it came up by itself. It came up on its own. And I've learned in the years of doing this, if something comes, just leave it. Just let it come. Don't block it because of logic. We'll leave it at this.